Good afternoon. This is Rachel from the KMC University Help Desk. On today's Help Desk episode, I wanted to speak to you about a proper insurance verification and what that means. Most offices view insurance verifications as a time waster, but in actuality, it's a very critical component of your successful financial system. There's a big difference between eligibility and verification. Eligibility is when you go onto these portals and they give you an effective date of the patient's insurance, when it became effective and when it terminates. Some of these portals, they will provide you some information regarding chiropractic care, but most of them will show you all benefits, whether it's in a chiropractic office, whether it's in a medical office. So that's why it's important to do a proper insurance verification by calling and verifying these benefits. When you call and verify these benefits, it gives you the exact information of what is covered in the chiropractic office. It will also provide you the information of who needs to provide the services in order for those services to be covered. Calling also gives you the capabilities of asking if certain CPT codes are covered or not. They will also be able to tell you whether the patient has a deductible, whether and they have a copay or a coinsurance, how many visits the patient will have for that year, and whether or not a pre-certification or an authorization is going to be needed for that patient. There are so many benefits of completing a proper insurance verification online. The other important piece of doing a proper insurance verification is making sure that you go to those payer portals and looking up the medical review policies of that payer. In those medical review policies, or MRPs for short, they're going to tell you what is needed for medical necessity, what is required. They're also going to tell you the billing guidelines and what modifiers you may have to use some of those modalities and therapies that you do in your office. Those are other key information to make sure that those claims are going out properly. Now, when it comes to Medicare, the only place you'll be able to get a proper insurance verification is going to be on your Medicare Administrative Contractors portal. We call them MACs for short. Some of you have Palmetto, some people have NGS, some people have WPS, but it's extremely important to make sure that you have access to those Medicare Administrative Contractor portals because that is going to be the only place you can verify benefits. And on your MAC portal, it's going to tell you if that patient is a true Medicare Part B patient, or it's going to tell you if that patient has a Medicare Advantage plan or a Part C plan. But another key thing is going to tell you if that patient is a qualified Medicare beneficiary, a QMB for short, which means they have Medicaid as secondary. That is all key information that you need to know when you're doing a proper insurance verification for your Medicare patient. Because sometimes when those Medicare patients come into your office, they're going to hand you all different kinds of insurance cards. And that's important because it's important for you to know what plans they have. But at least you'll have all the information possible. So if that patient does have a Medicare Advantage Part C plan, you can call and verify those Medicare Advantage plans because it's going to be important to know whether you participate with that plan or not, how to bill that plan, et cetera, and so on. And it's also important to know if that patient truly is indeed a qualified Medicare beneficiary. It's important to know if that patient has Medicaid as secondary because those patients, they are not responsible for any of your Medicare Part B cost shares, which are your coinsurances, deductibles, or copays. Those are not the patient's responsibility, and you cannot charge those patients for those services, copays, coinsurances, and deductibles. When it comes to those non-covered services, such as exams and so forth, those parts for those QMBs you can charge the patient for after it completes the adjudication process. So again, we can't stress enough how important it is to complete an insurance verification by calling and verifying your patient's benefits. For your assistance in the library, under the practice finances portion, we do have a whole section on insurance verifications. And in each case type, we do have an insurance verification template, which does have the proper questions to be asking each case type.